Sir, now that we have talked a lot about the diseases part, we have a lot of questions coming in about shampoos.
Yeah.
Does shampoo play a role? What role does shampoo play, sir, in terms of preventing hair fall and hair
Yeah,
loss?
most of the, if you advertise, see in the shampoos, they claim about the hair loss shampoo, hair growth shampoo, and lot of claims comes in this field also. But the hair shampoo, any shampoo in the world cannot give the hair loss or cannot do the hair growth. Once should you should understand, shampoo is meant to cleanse the hair.
Perfect.
So shampoo, there are a lot of things in the shampoo. Many foremost first question is how many times you should do the shampoo. This is the commonest
Yes.
question. I should do
Yes.
daily, weekly, or twice a week, thrice a week.
Yes.
There is lot of commonest. So it depends upon four things. You should do the shampoo daily or weekly or twice a weekly or thrice a weekly. One is your scalp is oily or dry. Second, you have how is your sebum production in the scalp. Third, how is your sweating in the scalp? Some people, male or female, get lot of sweating in the scalp. And fourth is lot of dirt or pollen in the your scalp. And third is your texture of the hair. Suppose
All right.
your hair scalp is too oily, then you can use the shampoo alternate day or even four times a week also. But suppose your scalp is dry, too much dry, then if you do the shampoo alternate day or daily one, and what happens? It increases the more dandruff because you are aggravating the dryness too much. If you aggravate the dryness, then lot of skin is like in eczema, or whenever your hands become dry, you get lot of scales from the skins. Dead skin become more and more. So if you do the frequent shampooing in case of the dry scalp, then you are increasing the dandruff. So if your scalp is really dry, then you should do like maximum once a week or twice a week. But suppose someone has habit daily washing the hair, in most of the men they wash the hair daily. Suppose your scalp is dry, then you should do with the shampoo once a week, and remaining time you can do with simple water.
Water.
Or yeah, if you are, don't get the, some people even without shampoo they feel not, they never feel the
Incomplete. Yes.
freshness, incomplete, because they are so much habituated because of this company's advertisement and because of the new lifestyle. So they can use mild shampoo or baby shampoo. So they
Perfect.
can use the frequency, increase the frequency like twice a week or thrice a week with the mild shampoo.
So
And
basically, if your
with the
scalp
mild
is
shampoo,
oily, shampoo more often. If your scalp is dry,
yeah,
then wash
scalp
less
is
with
oily,
shampoos so that your
and
detergent action is less.
and one more precaution you should do: if your scalp is oily, you are doing alternate day or thrice a week, then always this shampoo should be applied to the scalp and not too much on the hair. It
Okay.
while the washing, it will reach the hair and remove the dirt and remove the clean, because what are the major role of the shampoo is cleaning the scalp. Because what happens, why there is a dandruff? Because every 13 days our dead skin removes from the skin. Why we don't see on the hands, legs, and the body? Because we are daily taking the bath, and that's why it getting washed away. But in the hairs, dead skin gets stuck down and there is a look like a dandruff. Dandruff is a normal process because of this dandruff companies and lot of advertisement, we think that dandruff is an abnormal thing. It is a natural, we have to cleanse it. But those who have normal dandruff, they should do it with the mild shampoo always. Everyone, if you have normal scalp, not too much oily, not too much dry, always use the mild shampoo.
Perfect. So basically, if you
But
have
if
more of an
your
owl,
scalp is too oily, then it apply to the scalp, not to the hair. Otherwise, what happens? If you are doing frequent wash in the oily scalp, and then your hair become fragile. Here, because of the excessive detergent and
so if
shampoo
you notice,
content, hair will become dry.
all these shampoos which give you the ad in the new in the print or the media, they always have an asterisk sign, and the asterisk sign always says for
Mm,
preventing hair loss and breakable hair. It does not
yeah.
actually prevent hair fall. Sir, on the same topic, which oil should be used? Like very commonly people ask. Again, is oil beneficial, and which oil should be
Yeah.
used? Does hair oil prevent?
Many doctor in the today's era, if you ask many dermatologists, around 70-80% of the dermatologists are against the any oil. Because why they are against? because those people's skin is oily. What happens if you apply too much oil on the scalp? Then it becomes a food for the fungus to grow. And one of the cause for the dandruff is basically this sebum or whatever collected on the scalp. If you apply the oil, it becomes the food for the
Natural
fungus to
oils.
grow.
Yes.
Malassezia pityriasporum ovale is a fungus which resides in the scalp skin as a normal inhabitant, but because if it grows excessively, then it become a pathological and it causes the dandruff. So in oily skin, what happens? You should not apply too much oil. If you have a dry scalp, then you can really use coconut oil. You can use any essential oils, peppermint oil, or any oil. Basically, oil is act as a natural conditioner.
Okay.
So if your
So
scalp is dry, you can use frequently oil, and oil application should be done to the scalp with moderate quantity, not to the excessive. Oil should not be remain on the scalp in excessive quantity. Anything
perfect.
excessive oil application, again, it will increase the dandruff.
Perfect. So previous night oiling and next day morning shampoo is
Next
equivalent
shampoo.
to using a mild
Yeah.
shampoo and a conditioner. So you can prevent
Yeah.
another chemical contact to your scalp by oiling the previous night. And as sir said, oiling is basically to lubricate the scalp and the hair. So if you have oily scalp, you can oil less often. If you have dry scalp, you can oil more often. And that I think should go hand in hand with your shampooing. So the previous night,
Yeah.
if you have to shampoo, the previous night you should oil, and next day morning wash it off, so that it is even more cosmetically elegant, and at the same time it is protecting your hair from the detergent action of the shampoos. Right, sir?
Yes, yes, right.
Perfect. Sir, again, on the same topic, a lot of people are asking about, I shifted my house, I shifted my locality, I got married and I shifted to Bombay or out of Bombay, the water changed and the water has caused hair fall. Does that really hold any merit?
See, majority of the cities, metropolis cities like Bombay, Pune, they get the water purified. But suppose you are in a small town like two-tier cities where you get the borewell water or water from directly from the dam. There is a calcium carbonate and magnesium sulfate. These are the two ingredients which causes the hardness of the water. And if you use this hardness of the water, then what happens? It causes the abrasion on the hair fibers, and ultimately hair fibers start breaking. They become hard, and they become very rough and very difficult to handle while combing. So whenever there is hard water, definitely it is not a major cause of the hair loss, but definitely hair will not be shiny, good looking, and
So
it
it will
will
make your hair
require
frizzy, it will
the
make your hair rough.
frizzy, dry, and rough.
Yes. So oiling your hair, your change in water is more of a cause for the texture of the hair rather than the hair
Yeah.
fall. I think it is
Yes,
more
yes.
of the change in lifestyle and the change in locality that you get time to get used to. So people who get married, people who shift from their normal locality to a different locality, they have a little settling in problems, and that settling in causes a little bit of delay in the nutrition, and that gives you a little more hair fall rather than the water change. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, right. Okay, sir. All well?
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Sir, now while we're talking about dandruff, a lot of people have asked about any home remedies for taking care of
Yeah,
dandruff.
basically before home remedies, you should know the what is the causes of the dandruff. If you
Okay.
know the
Yes.
causes of the dandruff, then you can home remedies also help. You should know the treatment also. So causes of the dandruff, most commonest cause of the dandruff, as medically proven, is basically fungus, which is called as Malassezia or the Pityriasporum ovale, which basically remains in a small quantity on the scalp. But if there is too much sebum production, too much hair oil, scalp remains oily, then this oil or sebum, excessive sebum, become a food for the Malassezia, and which grows in a more quantity, and then it produces the oily flakes on the scalp. So this is the most commonest cause. So always you should, if your oily scalp is oily or too much sebum production, you should do the frequent washing with the shampoos. Second most commonest is the seborrhea, as anybody enters into the puberty. Generally, dandruff before the puberty is very unheard unless and until there is one called as childhood cradle cap, that is a abnormal seborrheic dermatitis in the childhood. There's a different condition, but 99% of the people never get the dandruff till the puberty, because once your hormones start coming into the body, then your adrenal gland, your sebaceous gland start producing the sebum, and that time you start producing the dandruff. and that's why the dandruff peak is at the age of 20 to 30. You hardly anybody sees in the old age, nobody is a problem of the dandruff. So this is because of the seborrhea or release of the androgen hormones in the body. Third commonest cause is our scalp has a barrier, like a nail and skin. There at the junction there is a barrier. Similarly, hair skin has a barrier which doesn't allow to go any irritant substance or any allergic substance inside the skin. But because of what happens, excessive shampooing, too much shampoo or too less shampoo, or excessive application of the conditioner, or
All the
or any
chemicals.
hair dry, or any chemicals, hair styling gel, or any hair care product also sometimes like minoxidil, which causes lot of dryness, inflammation in the skin, and because of the inflammation, and any inflammation which settles down with the flakes or powdery form of the dandruff. Uh, Fourth commonest cause is again the stress. Whenever you undergo any stressful condition, then what happens? The sebaceous gland get inflamed, and then you can get red papules, more dandruff. You get lot of severe itching. As your stress is so severe, you can get severe itching also in the scalp. Next common cause is neurological diseases. There are some neurological diseases where there is a dandruff, is Down syndrome and Parkinson disease and like that. Then genetic, some people have genetic tendency in the families only. They have excessive dandruff. And lastly is a nutritional always plays an important role, like deficiencies of zinc, pyridoxine, or biotin. If this deficiency of this, then there you get severe dandruff along with the skin manifestations. So if
Alright.
you take care of this, then you suppose to means these are the common causes of the dandruff. So
Yes.
what
So while we are on
you
the
can correct this.
topic, while we are on the topic of dandruff, just for some people to understand, dandruff is generally generalized on the entire scalp area. Similarly, if you have any flaking which is selectively there on certain areas of the scalp only, that is very commonly confused as dandruff. It is actually a condition called as psoriasis of the scalp, which might need a dermatologist to look into it and take care of it. Secondly, as sir said, dandruff is commonly seen around puberty, where the oil secretion and the hormone changes occur, and that is again a similar time where the acne starts in a lot of pubertal children. And we tend to confuse dandruff causing acne and vice versa, which is again medically proven not to be true. It is just that the cause of both are same, excessive oil secretion, but one is on the scalp and one is on the head. It is not true that your dandruff is falling on your face and giving rise to acne all the time. So this is just to clear things up while we are on the topic of it. Yes, sir. Now we were talking about dandruff, so we are talking now about the treatment for dandruff.
Yeah, treatment of the dandruff. Most important thing is lot of treatments are available in the market. Even the doctor prescribe lot of samples. But before knowing the treatment, you should know the simple things how to prevent the samples, or simple tips to take care of the dandruff. Most important is always if you are shampoo, choosing the shampoo. Always if you are dry scalp, you choose the mild shampoo. Less frequently shampoos. If you are oily scalp, then use the shampoo on the scalp, not on the hair too much, because frequent shampooing causes the dryness and breaking of the hair. Second most important thing is always don't use too much hot water on the scalp to wash the hair, because too much hot water causes dryness of the scalp and again it leads to the dandruff. Third important thing is always hair care. While combing the hair, don't use hot combs to make the stylish hair, or you are hurried to go to the office and you most of the time you use the drying the hair, use a hot dryer, and that also causes the lot of damage to the hair fibers, as well as the scalp becomes dry and leading to the dandruff. Then another is always take proper sleep, take proper diet, because see, these are the very important. If you are stressed, then stress always can be released from the body. If you don't do the exercise and yogas and all that, then always stress is released from the skin most of the time, and it causes the dryness and eczema in the skin. You might have noticed this also. So take a proper sleep, take proper balanced diet which contains zinc, pyrithione, and biotin. And lastly, don't do there are a lot of product available on the internet claiming 1 day we can stop the dandruff, 2 days we can stop the hair fall dandruff, or we can give the hair growth dandruff shampoo, or dandruff shampoo.
Guaranteed dandruff
So
removal.
yeah, guaranteed results, this and that. So don't believe them, because most of the times your problem is there with you in your mind, and you think for a simple things like a dandruff, why should we go to the doctors and we buy such a costly shampoo? I don't say about the money, but what happens? These are the false claim. Majority of the time, this product may never be work, and it will waste your time and gives more damage to your scalp. So always how to choose the best product in the anti-dandruff also, always see the content of the shampoo, and always
Perfect.
go to the US FDA site, and the main content is approved or not. First thing. Second thing is always whenever you go to the dermatologist, you discuss about these simple things. Should I use this shampoo, that shampoo, this shampoo, that shampoo? And according to, he will ask few questions like dry scalp, oily scalp, this and that, your texture of the hair, your everything, sebum production or excessive like sweating. Then he will suggest you the shampoo that is the best. And third is always you are not a medical for, so for you difficult, but always see the, go to the any just PubMed site and put that content, and if you that content is proven in the trials, then again that is also a second proof that. Otherwise, most of the time these content never work, but they allure you to buy, and most of the time you waste the money and waste the time.
So basically, what sir is
Next,
trying to say is, do not go by what they claim. Try to see a little behind about what is the ingredients of the particular product, and then decide. Because like if you're using an anti-dandruff shampoo, and it is most of the commercial ones are ketoconazole based, and most of the patients come using a scalp or a Nizoral shampoo, and they are already ketoconazole based, which can already cause dryness to already dry scalp and cause you more dryness and more problems rather than making things better for you. Second thing is, a lot of people are coming nowadays with these advertisements claiming SLS and paraben free shampoos, causing the SLS and paraben are dangerous and harmful for your hair and for your scalp. I would want sir to give his insight upon these things. But before sir starts, just for a little brief, there is a content called sodium lauryl sulfate, and there is something called sodium laureth sulfate. There's a little very minute difference. I'll be posting a infograph about it soon for your understanding. But just for your understanding, that laureth sulfate is a more safer ingredient than lauryl sulfate, and also the parabens and the SLS, the sulfates in the shampoo, are required for the basic cleansing. So the percentage of them in the shampoos are more important rather than their presence or absence. Sir, your insights, please.
see, most of the now fashion is that sulfate free and paraben free, but sulfates are the basically main cleanser in your shampoos. So basically, previously people used to use very high content, and that's why it is called as very crude shampoo, or it causes lot of dryness and in the scalp, or breaking of the hairs. But if you use their mild percentage of this sulfate also, there is no harm. And paraben nobody uses nowadays, and even for the sulfate also lot of mild cleansers are available into the market now. I just don't remember the names because the names are very fancy and very long, but I have list around 10 to 12 mild cleansers in with me, uh, but you also don't require to always,
I shall,
there is
I
a
shall,
written.
I shall once I shall take it and put down on the chat group so that people
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah, we
always refer to
will,
it later
yeah,
on.
we'll
Go ahead.
always put so that you can see that ingredients and while buying it. But always there is mentioned mild shampoo. So always, if you want the mild shampoo, always take the baby shampoos. So that is the best way. Uh,
Perfect.
but
All right.
it is just a marketing gimmicks, because everyone was selling the paraffin and the sulfate shampoo. So I want to do something new in the market, and that's why this concept came. Actually, not for the really, it was not so dangerous as they claims. You will get
Perfect.
cancer, you get this and that.
Basically, because a lot of products in the market say this is a purely herbal shampoo, this is a purely neem-based shampoo or XYZ-based shampoo, and this is has no chemicals. But the simple logic goes that if you have to cleanse your scalp, you need a foaming action, and for a foaming
Hmm.
action, there has to be a detergent base. If that
Yeah,
detergent base is not there, you will
lot of
not have that cleansing.
Ayurvedic doctor also claims that it is 100% herbal, natural, but it is a just selling gimmicks. I have
So
seen
basic,
those topmost Ayurvedic doctors who are their TV shows and radio shows, and I have analyzed their shampoos, and all contains a basic cleanser.
so
Only they have
basically
added
go for
few
something which
ingredient to claim that it is Ayurvedic.
So basically, go for something which has its ingredients mentioned, so that you can have a more judgmental look on whether it is meant to